Hi, Wysats. Cheers. Marcy,
cheers.
Diane,
Marcy, cheers.
And who do we have here?
It looks like a special guest.
Yes, our very special guest. Please, you guys, let me welcome my dear friend, David Pollack, who is where do I begin? Beauty expert, author, has a radio show, beauty expert to the stars. The list goes on and on. Love my book. And David, my new best friend. I mean, the other night I was telling him how bad I am that I go to bed with my makeup.
That's your new best friend. Oh, okay.
Serum, Marcy.
All I see is a little round thing come up. I'm like, what is that? And David gave this to you?
Seriously, right? David, welcome. You don't know what you got yourself in for, but welcome.
All of a sudden disappear, you know why.
He slinks down into the chair. He's like, oh, these girls are crazy.
First of all, I want to say, David, I love your book. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know. It's great. And I love your website, justaskdavid.com, which is, I was perusing there. I always go there to look for ideas for my radio show. Because you have some really good stuff in there. And,
thank you.
Stop the lies. You want to tell our audience a little bit about your book and what's behind that?
That's a good question. I've been in the beauty industry, as you mentioned, forever, and I've done work for almost every major brand. But I decided I wanted to create a change in the industry, and there's just a lot going on in the industry that the consumer or the American people need to know. And so I wrote a book about secrets the industry doesn't want you to know. And so I started revealing all kinds of secrets. And the first chapter, especially since you've been reading, you'll appreciate, talks about how the media and how the beauty companies want you to feel bad about yourself so you'll buy more and more product. And every woman is beautiful just as she is. She just needs to see that. So I want her to realize it and use skincare and things that can help enhance it so she feels more confident. But I want people to see it because all of us in this world are different. And so I've done work for even CoverGirl models that sit there and say, I'm not perfect, or point out their imperfections. And so I have not met a woman yet that is happy with herself as she is. And that's what I tried to do in the first section of the book, is really point out all the wonderful things so someone can feel more confident and not rely on all the products and hiding everything, but to bring out their good qualities.
I like that.
I like that too. In fact, you know what's interesting about that, David? I just heard this story on the news about that little 14-year-old girl from Maine that kind of brought it to the attention of the people, the editors at 17 magazine, about how they were, changing the body images and how that's so impressionable on young girls. And they promised to change the way they do that. I think that's great. I think you're making an impact.
That's incredible. That is incredible. And it's great to see at least one magazine grab hold. Hopefully we'll see it as a trend to become more and more. And so this 14-year-old obviously forced a change. And I applaud her. And so that was one thing I bring out in the book. And then the other is about a lot of things we can do to improve our own health and beauty, different things you can eat and how to know what's in the product. I think one of the most alarming to get into is all the harmful or even toxic ingredients in our products. You don't have to be just someone who eats just natural products to worry about it, but a lot of people don't even realize how harmful these ingredients that are in products we trust and use every day. And so in the U.S., only 11 ingredients have been regulated or even banned by the FDA for use in cosmetics. Well, in Europe, it's over 1,100. I mean, think about that for a minute. And so there's many, many common ingredients that are used in products that you start your day with. And I'll tell a couple second story here. When I get up this morning, because a lot of people think, I don't use that many products. But when I got up, I shaved. So I used the shave cream. I then got in the shower and used a body wash. I used the shampoo. I used a hair conditioner. I got out and used an antiperspirant. One to thank me for that. And then, I used the hair gel, I used the hairspray. I even then used a cosmetic that most people would never consider cosmetic, and that is toothpaste. Toothpaste is considered a cosmetic. That's amazing to me. So what I try to do is I want to really explain some of the things for you to take a look at on the ingredient label and to know what to look out for. So that's one of the things I want to accomplish in it.
I think you know what, you scared me, David. I went and I was looking at my stuff and I'm like, golly, what is in my new favorite cosmetics that I actually shouldn't be using? You know, did you do that? I know. Wait, are you there, Susan? Susan, what did you do? Did you?
No, I said the print is so.
Oh,
I said the print is so small. Maybe they didn't want me to be able to read it.
Oh, that could be part of it.
Another trick is they'll put the ingredients on the box, not on the product. So when you throw away the box when you get home, you can't refer back to it, and that's a popular trick. But there's a lot of common things. If you know, I'm not sitting here saying to somebody, get rid of all your favorite products, but if you start learning what to look for and become an educated consumer, you're empowered to make decisions that are right for you. And so I'm not saying stop using perfume, stop using some other things. Well, they may have bad ingredients. What most people don't realize is you've layered them and used 15 or 20 different products and added all those ingredients to your body. Up to 60% of some of these harmful ingredients become systemic. And so if you're aware, you can now start buying products that are safer for you. You may still use a product or two that may not be safe, okay, but at least you're not compounding the issue by using so many several times a day. And that's truly what I want to do, is just educate you so you can make your own decisions.
Well, that kind of leads into the question that I have.
Uh-oh.
If that's okay. And Marcy and Susan know that I am kind of on a health food kick, and so I eat lots of organic, strange things. And the other day when I was ordering my from my online natural market, my raw, vegan, gluten-free, lactose-free protein powder, I saw an interesting thing, which is organic mascara. And so I bought it just because I kind of like the organic idea. It's Physicians Formula. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts about organic mascara and or organic makeup in general, and if this is hype, or is this really something that would be interesting and helpful?
I'm laughing only because I've not seen that specific product. But how organic is determined is a trick of the trade. The government says remove all water and don't use that in the calculation, only calculate what's left. Well, most cosmetics, 70 to 80% is actually water. So you're only calculating what's left. Now, so out of what's left, if 70% of that is organic or more, based on that percentage, I'm able to make certain claims of organic. Okay, so one trick manufacturers can do is we can replace some of that water with an organic extract. And because of it, it allows a bigger number. So I can use dangerous chemicals all day long as I offset it the right percentage amount with this organic extract. So the key would be go to my website, download the report, the checklist, and look for the key ingredients to make sure it doesn't contain. As long as it doesn't have some of the most dangerous ones, I'm all for it. Whether it's called organic, natural, or even if just a regular product, that's okay as long as it doesn't have these dangerous chemicals. And real quickly, some are called glycols, anything that ends in an E. Lauryl sulfates are known carcinogens. I mean, these ingredients cause cancer. The FDA knows it. Chemical companies know it. And yet they're still used all the way down to, I'm telling you, if you all walked away right now from the computer and got your toothpaste and came back, there's only 1 or 2 brands out there that do not use a lauryl sulfate in the product. So most of them contain a known carcinogen in the toothpaste. And that just blows my mind.
Wow. Well, that's so helpful because, you think you can trust certain things like organic, but to know that you really can't and you still have to do your due diligence, so to speak, that's really helpful to know. Thank you.
I was just going to ask if it was bad to put water in your mascara when it starts drying out.
Susan, you're supposed to.
Only if it's organic filtered water.
Aren't you supposed to change your mascara like every 3 months or something anyway? I mean, you're not supposed to use mascara.
Yes.
At least I've heard that story. Is that a big bunch of malarkey?
No. I agree totally. You should change out your mascara and any of the eye products more often than the rest of the products. And so, yes, you should throw them away and replace them. When it starts drying out, Susan, shame on you.
I won't do it anymore.
Thank you. No, let me tell you, it's a whole other conversation of what's in our water, first of all. So when you inject water into it, first of all, it shows the product was old enough it should have been replaced. Number two, what is in your water is crazy. And I'm telling you, there could be as many as 300 different contaminants in your water. I actually steam my clothes in the morning. I don't use an iron. Periodically, if I've used tap water, when I go to clean it out, there's so much garbage left from the water after the rest has been steamed away. It would make you sick. And so, even if you're using purified water, I wouldn't advise it. When we manufacture, there's certain preservatives used to allow it to last longer. That water you injected, I wouldn't mind for the day, but if it's sat for a couple days, well, I'll give you a better example. Instead of wine tonight, put water in your glass, let it sit till next week, and then pick up your glass of water. Would you drink it?
Okay, I'm so grossed out now.
Let alone like 3. Okay, but that's what you're doing, and you're allowing that mascara to last. I don't know how many days you're getting out of it. An extra week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know what? Take care of your health. Go spend the extra couple pennies and get rid of it and replace it.
Okay.
So I think you are his biggest nightmare, Susan.
I've got a question, David.
Go ahead, Marcy.
I've just picked up a line of skincare products for the office that I work in. I work for an ophthalmic plastic surgeon. And so we've started carrying some skincare products, and the skincare products that we put in have glycolics in them. And I heard you just mention that, and it makes me a little nervous about what I just purchased for the office.
No, let me be clear. Glycolic and glycols are different. I'm sorry. They're glycolic as in glycolic acid. I'm a strong believer in. Love them. It's a food acid, and so I'm thrilled. Glycol, and I'll say it again slower, glycol is a different chemical. While it sounds the same, and I know I sound like a chemical geek, because I am, but you can download the exact words on my report on my website for free. I'm not trying to sell anything. Download a free report, and it's propylene glycol, butylene glycol, or any of the other glycols. You'll see PEG, PEG, polyethylene glycol. These are the carcinogens. So glycolic, you're safe. Keep using it. Take a look at the rest of the label. I can't tell you about that yet without seeing the individual product. But if you would, go to my site tonight, download that report, and tomorrow compare it to those ingredients. And if there's a problem, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll gladly advise anywhere I can.
Maybe I'll send them back and get David's products in. See, I just think like a day too late. Or not, you know.
Yep. No, we've got some organic products, and I make stuff in the organic category as well as just the natural category. But the more important to me is the word safe, and so I want the product to be safe. And so the other big one you'll laugh at is the word fragrance. And I'm not just talking about cologne, but every product you use. Most products you use contain a fragrance. And if it says the word fragrance on it, the FDA says that's a whole formula recipe of its own, so you don't need to disclose it, just use the generic word fragrance. Well, a company that makes the fragrance that goes into it can use up to 300 different ingredients, and they can use the glycols and other ingredients we're trying to keep out of. So if I made a clean or safe product, I could have just ruined it by adding a synthetic fragrance. So again, I don't even care if it was a synthetic fragrance as long as I know what's in it and I can make sure there's no carcinogens. But since they don't disclose it, I refuse to make any product that uses a synthetic fragrance. Now, I know everybody has a favorite perfume. I'll allow that, but at least let's eliminate them for everything so we're not layering 15 or 20 products.
You know, that's interesting.
I have another question.
Okay. No, go ahead, Susan.
No, go ahead.
Because I feel like I'm allergic to things that have fragrance in them. Like makeups and stuff like that. I notice that I get irritations from them.
You very much could, and it may not be the actual fragrance itself, but the carrier or the solvents around it. And I can tell you, before I buy a cologne, I actually test it and if they don't do a tester, I won't buy it. I test it for 24 hours because I often have allergic reactions to the majority of them. And again, I don't think it's the fragrance, I think it's the carrier. I have a lot of fragrance houses that will send me things and claim it's natural. They don't need to disclose it to me. We won't even open the package. It sits there until we get exactly what's listed in it. Otherwise, we won't even touch it.
Okay, I have a question again, David. One more from me. How do you feel
and then
about... That's all I get. How do you feel about the mineral makeups, like the powder? Because I just started wearing them about a year ago, and I heard, there's a famous TV show, Dr. Guy, that kind of freaked out on that type of makeup because it's like floating in the air and you're breathing it, and I wonder how you feel about it.
It's a double-edged sword. If you're going to use makeup, which, let's face it, women do, I think some of the regular makeup, non-mineral makeup, I'm talking the regular creams and lotions and potions and compacts or whatever, they have carriers. Again, if they don't contain all the dangerous chemicals, I'm okay with those. The mineral one, to get to your point of it being a powder, the bigger concern is somebody breathing in that powder. And so it is of a concern, but hopefully someone puts it on carefully enough they're not having it all over. But I think it comes from if you were taking care of a baby and started dusting the baby with talc as we all did when we were young or as we were raising kids, the baby breathing that talc is a problem, and that is a concern with this mineral makeup. I think some of the mineral makeup is healthier for you than some of the other products, though. So at that point, I'm picking a lesser of two evils. I think if you apply it carefully and don't breathe a lot of it in, I'd rather see most people use a mineral makeup than some of the lotions out there that contain known carcinogens. So that's a personal preference of mine.
I actually, when I do my makeup in the morning and I use the powder, no, I actually have a fan. I have a fan that blows on me because I'm having hot flashes. But, so maybe that's, keeping it away from me. I don't know.
Now you're applying all this for radio?
Yes.
Yeah, no, good thing, yes.
Hey, Marcy, do I go out of the house without wearing makeup?
Never.
I know, I'm pretty bad.
Sometimes it's like, aren't you going to do something? Okay, but
I'm bad. No.
Knowing that we were going to be on with David tonight, I was like, I took extra time in doing my makeup and stuff, and it looked worse.
But David, I have to say, and I know you're a big believer in this, in inner beauty, and these women here are the most beautiful women inside and outside, with or without makeup, their hair done or not.
That one too.
I believe what's inside. Well, we're right there with you when you're talking about inner beauty.
I agree, and so to me, makeup is so you can feel better about yourself. I think if you're trying to impress somebody that is that shallow that it makes a difference, and you'll kind of laugh. I actually had an email from somebody earlier today telling a very similar story that they had someone in their life that was concerned about their makeup. I think if you are that worried about it, it's a very shallow, I think, it's to help hide imperfections and enhance your positive qualities and make you feel better about yourself. And that's the main reason I want someone to take care of their skin or wear the makeup, is so they feel better about themselves. Because to be honest, you'll laugh, I'm in the skincare business, but whether someone wears makeup or not, I don't even notice. I see right through it. And truly, someone's smile and eyes is what someone notices first. And you're hearing that straight from a guy.
Aw, I love that.
All right, David. Well, I don't know. I am so grateful that you came on with this, and I love what you're about. I'm excited about your book. I'm excited about your products. I'm excited about what you have to say to the public and to the media, and about what you stand for. And so people can get more. You can get a copy of your book. You can also get more information from you or email you. You want to give that out? It's
Certainly.
just...
Well, first of all, I have both. My regular website is justaskdavid.com, and I tell people it's easy to remember. If you got a question, do what the big brands do. Just ask David.
Ask David.
And then on Facebook, it's facebook.com/justaskdavid. And if you go to the fan page right now on Facebook and like the page, you can click a tab and download the book for free. You can certainly spend the money and send it to Amazon, and they send me a check too. But to be honest, save the money. This is about getting a message out there. Save the money. Download it for free.
I'm going to go do that as soon as we hang up.
I'm not in the book publishing business. I'm here to get a message out, and I want women to feel better about themselves, and I want to empower women to take care of their health and beauty, and so I want to get the message out. And so I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to do that and to be here today. And please download the book, and if you've got questions, post them on the website, email me, and I'd love to hear from everybody.
All right. Thank you, David.
Thank you. I learned so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Cheers.
Thanks, David. Cheers.